Hello and welcome. I am Dogbert here today to talk about the new Danger Room that features the X-Men here. Gonna go over this how I beat it using difficulty 10, using just rented characters for more low-level people, maybe people who don't have these things maxed out. Now you can see here are the buffs I have. I do recommend getting some coins before going after difficulty 10. You really want to get up to 6 here. That's what's really actually needed. The 10% speed really helps along with the other ones. If you can get to 7, which I'm able to do now because I already completed this, but I did it without 7, 7 will make it a lot easier if you want to go and get those 500 coins first. Maybe work your way up in difficulties, do it over days, whichever you want to do. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. You can see here, I don't have the number 7 on. We're going to turn it on. And we're going to hit the start run button. Now there is 2 characters I always recommend starting with. You see here, I'm going to go and rent characters. So you can see that I'm not doing it with my own roster. The rental characters are actually better. The first one being Old Man Logan. He is absolutely critical. And the other character I always is recommending is the Emma Frost X-Men. She gives a lot more survivability to the team. She can do a little bit of healing. And we're pretty much going to be running with these two for a little bit here until we get some other characters. And as you're going to see, this is not the greatest run as far as characters we get and even cards. It's kind of just mid, to be honest with you. It's all RNG. Don't be afraid to back out of things if you need to. Maybe one character gets you targeted. You don't really want any of them to die. We're going to use the special there on Roadman Logan because we need to get the res. I'd like to have that nice little uh, insurance. But the one thing you can see here is the barrier that we get. You're going to see it every single match because we have Emma giving us barrier. Don't forget she can also do some healing as well. Not much healing, but just a little bit of healing. And that does help out since you do need survivability to get these characters through all these rooms. Here we go. And you see we don't really get that great of cards here. I am going to go with the trauma one here, get 10% more damage. One of the things you want to do is keep upping your damage so you can one-shot characters, take them out quickly, and get around them. All right, the next room. Things are pretty easy in these first few rooms. I just want to get rid of characters quick. There's our barrier. Not going to really use ultimates if we don't have to. I don't mind using specials as much. There are some good cards you want to get, like the one that knocks down the special cost to essentially 1, making it essentially a basic. There's some interesting ones for cloning that are fun to do. There's one on kill, get 100% speed bar. That one is absolutely awesome. You want to get that one if you get offered that one. And you're going to see I'm also going to save a lot of my coins for the shop. I'm going to prioritize cards over characters. So on special now we're going to apply trauma. As you remember, the first thing we got an extra 10% to characters with trauma, enemies with trauma. So we just upped our damage with that. Now we're going to be using our specials a lot. We're going to be putting trauma out. We're going to be upping our damage again. Another one that's good is bleeds. And here we go. You can see for some reason we need to get trauma there. There's the trauma. Took some minute. Pretty much anything with the cards, it comes down to you want damage, you want anything that slows them down or speeds you up as well. The first few rooms are pretty easy. We are going to look to do some elite rooms. We want to do a couple of elite rooms at least. The elite rooms do give us some better cards once we get there. Here we have some okay ones, nothing great. I go for 20% damage for each enemy that has bleeds because we put bleeds out, so when you attack those characters you'll get more damage, again upping that damage so that we can possibly one-shot or come very close to it to get them off that board as quick as possible. Still doing just normal fights here. We haven't gotten to the elite yet. Gets a little bit more interesting with these 3-member Liberty. They just have the immunity, so you don't really get buffs on them, debuffs on them, I should say. I really wanted to show that this is what the rented characters for maybe just people who don't have these characters, maybe don't even never tried them, never really read their kits, don't know how they perform at higher levels like this. So that's why I wanted to do it like this, just to show that, you know, your lower levels can do a difficulty 10 run with the rented characters. Whether or not you need to do it over a few days is up to you. It's mostly getting about those first few coins, like I said, getting to number 6. 7's nice though. Moving on. As we wait for these loading screens. And don't forget, you can always back out of things if somebody's getting to target it. Okay, here we go for our first elite node. Bunch of enemies. You can see so far, nothing spectacular for the cards. But I do the best I can, take whatever cards I can get. Like I said, this was really a mid-run on cards. This wasn't like, oh my god, look at all these awesome cards type run. I did have some of those when I was getting some coins. But alright, so we got the ultimate ready. Let's go and do that. You can really see Old Man Logan just putting out tons and tons of dungeon damage. Like I said, Emma Frost really here for survivability. Pretty much to buff him. But she does her own things pretty good too. Don't count her out. See, we're just knocking characters out there with the ultimate. A lot of times once I get down to like these few characters, I want to start saving my ability energy. We don't have a card yet to knock down the special. I will get that later. I forget when. And the nice thing about these elites, the reason why you want to do at least a couple of them, at least in the early rounds, is they do give better cards. So now we have the big one here is the on spawn. Each ally applies bleed to enemies. So once you get more allies, you'll apply more bleeds, which will be more damage. And don't forget, because if they have bleed, we also do more damage to them as well, thanks to a previous card that we had. So again, we have a chance to go for an elite here, so that's what I went for here. You got some mercs for money here. You got your own Old Man Logan. I always like to get rid of him as quick as possible. You can see, look, we got some more bleeds on him. Everybody has bleeds. You can see we knocked out a lot of characters. You can see their Old Man Logan, as soon as he took a turn, he died from the bleeds. That's the other nice thing about the bleeds. You see characters just fall over if they get turns. And you can see we're through this elite node very quickly because of this. Plus you're getting some more coins, so this also works on lower level difficulties if you're just trying to farm coins. Alright. If allies cannot gain trauma, enemies can't get speed bar, but the big thing is the 4 less ability energy on specials. This essentially makes the special usable every single turn should you need to do that. Like Emma though, like sometimes you don't want to do the special because her basic does do a little bit of healing. So things like that you got to take into account as you're going through these fights. Now I really don't like Thing because of his counterattacks. We got a little bit of, got a couple of regens on Old Man Logan there. See, Thing now just died. Yeah, you can see that was a pretty easy fight. And the fights are all pretty static. The rooms you're going to see, especially at the end, we're going to see a Professor X, which is can be quite difficult and quite deadly. Now this we're kind of like, yeah. We already get barrier already, so we don't need that. So we're going to do the offense down. Here we had a choice between an elite or health pack. I chose the elite combat. We're still at early enough where it's doable. We don't have to really worry about it. And we'll get a better card out of it by going for this elite. Okay. You do have to watch out for those storms because they can stun you. We don't like that, so we're going to stun her instead. We do want to get rid of Apocalypse. We don't want him knocking anybody out. You can see he just gets knocked right out by Emma. Emma's throwing out her damage there. She Storm dying from the bleeds. Didn't have to really worry about Gore Jean there. You can see Old Man Logan get down there, but he survived. He had death proof. That was another nice thing. I quickly used a special. Because now we can actually use a special every turn if we really want to. I was thinking there, I just wanted to get a little bit of healing, a little bit of barrier onto Old Man Logan. Just wanted him to actually get healed up for the next node. I'm already thinking about the next node. I'm not really thinking about this one as much. Just kind of going to deal with it. Again, we're going for a little bit of healing. Got some regens on Emma. Where she gets hit again, but then you can see she healed up thanks to the regen. Old Man Logan does heal himself as well. And we're through this node. I don't think there's a best team overall. It's more or less what you get going through these nodes. I think the cards are the main thing, and like I said, using these two characters are the best. They have ultimate that costs 2 less ability. That's a good one. On spawn, getting defense up and safeguard helps you with those faster characters, so you don't take as much damage. Now, the first thing I do when I go to a store, I look at those cards. We can't gain trauma. We're going to clear negative effects, and enemies are going to not get speed bar. Now we're kind of stuck with who we got here. It's a pretty bad set. The best one out of this would be Cable. And the reason why we like Cable here is, don't forget, he gives you speed bar on spawn, so he's going to speed us up. And on top of that, you have his special, which knocks back turn meter for the primary and adjacent targets, which actually will come in handy. But he himself is kind of slow, but he will get the job done. You're going to see here, I'm actually going to be screwing up and use his basic when I should be always using his special, and occasionally his ultimate when needed. Another thing to watch out for is the Illuminati characters for all their assists. I'm pretty much just thinking about who I can stop. I'm looking at those speed bars. Who do I want to stun? You know, the nice thing about Emma, she does clear that barrier with her special as well. So if you have characters you're going against enemies with a lot of barrier, you can use her just to clear that off. Let's see, they got some barrier because of the Ms. Marvel Classic. Unfortunately stuck behind the taunt. Here's where I used the basic when I should have used the special. But we can use the ultimate as well. Does put some damage out. Like I said, Cable is just an okay character. I would prefer to get something like a Havoc, Nightcrawler, Rogue, well, pretty much anybody else. Almost. You can see how he knocks down a lot of speed bar, actually. So Cable's actually not a terrible choice. It's worse, like Wolverine, but what are you gonna do? That's what you just get. I'm actually not a fan of Beast, to be honest with you. I found him kind of slow, so he didn't really do as much as you would think. Okay, we got our... I'm just going to get the regeneration. We have safeguard, so we're not going to get it flipped. So it's safe for us to take some buffs like that. If you don't have the safeguard, watch out if you're putting like counters, deflects, regenerations on you at the beginning of a match, because those can get flipped into bleeds, and we don't want those bleeds and our characters killing us if we're going against some very quick teams, which we will be. Alright, got some Sinister 6 here. Another good buff, if you can get it, is Kang's Boom. Gives you speed up and speed bar at the beginning. That's another great card Unfortunately, did not see that card in this run at all, but I do love that card if you can get it. You can see we're just absolutely destroying people here. This node, just kind of a nothing burger, and this node, this was just us stamping it out. Now there is a couple in here I do have to reset because I screwed up. I didn't attack right targets and things like that. So we don't need the barrier ever with Emma around here. It's either we're going to put defense down on them. That way when we attack, they're going to take even more damage on the initial attack. And hopefully we wipe them out or come very close to it, at least. Plus with defense down, don't forget it also lowers the resistance. So we have a better chance of applying debuffs. I think this node is one. Yeah, this is a node I screwed up on. I should have gone for Senor Stretchy there. I should have, because of the assists with the Illuminati. We have the Shuri over there. We got Black Bolt, Senor Stretchy, and of course Hank Pym. So it looks good at first, but here's where it gets nasty with the Illuminati, their assists, and why you need to get Senor Stretchy out of the way. You can see it absolutely destroying me now. They're just taking turn after turn after turn. So I'll speed this up. You can see I backed out. And here we go on the second try. This time I'm going to target Senor Stretchy with Boomerang. Yep, we're going to go right after him. Going to use the special to stun him. We don't want him assisting and doing his stuff. He loses a turn thanks to that stun. Plus they're nicely going after Cable. So Cable's doing some good work there being a meat shield. We take out Hoodie. Don't really have to worry about Dildo. Gonna slow everybody down there a little bit with Cable. Also, we got rid of Senor Stretchy. Hank throwing his toys at us. We're gonna be doing the ultimate here. I don't think it really matters too much if we target with that. Gonna get Payment out of there. This is just a chance to get some regens, hopefully heal up a little. You can see now we actually got through it the correct way. Like I said, you make a mistake like that, just back out quick. It doesn't really hurt you. And this sometimes RNG just sucks. So we have ultimate extending duration of all positive, but the big one there was apply 10% minus 10% speed to the enemies. You can see I'm skipping the elite as well. Like I said, anything we can do to speed us up or slow them down, we want. That minus 10% speed is huge. As we wait for the loading screen. Nice to see after 7 years it still sucks. So here we have an Archangel. He can copy our buffs or take them off of us. We don't want that. That's why I targeted him. Also, you don't want to get stuck behind a Rogue Taunt. You can see the damage that a Storm can do. It might be better just to go after Storm, actually, on the first round. Thankfully, she only stunned Cable. We do need to get that Apocalypse out of there. Thankfully, Boomerang doesn't want him on his lawn. And he dies thanks to the bleeds. And you can see Boomerang just doing a ton of damage. Very quick, very fast. He has revives, he heals himself, he generates ability energy. He really is the star of this danger room. But like I said, he does best, I think, with Emma Frost. So here, not great. But if you remember, we get the special bonus attack on specials. Extra bonus attack on specials, I should say. And remember, our specials are essentially basics at this point because we can do them every turn. So getting an extra attack in, again, more damage, killing things as quick as possible. That's the name of the game of the Danger Room. You got a black cat back there. Don't underestimate a black cat. She is very quick. She does have that stun trauma. So yes, Gambit is very annoying, but we need to focus on the black cat. We want to get her out of there as quick as possible. Again, you get some barrier there, so it's nice to have the Emma get rid of that barrier. Hit Monkey not going to do anything because we have safeguard and immunities. Again, doesn't really matter. Time to get off our lawn. Okay, see Boomerang just doing tons and tons of work. Goodbye, Nightcrawler. The arena meta! If y'all remember that. I haven't done that in a while. Oh, what's next? I forget what cards we even get here. This is a long danger room. So nothing spectacular here. We already put in defense down out. So we're just going to do on enemy attack. If we kill somebody, the adjacent allies are going to get trauma. If you remember way back when, we get extra damage to characters that have trauma. So that's why I went with that card. Like I said, you can see these cards are not the greatest. We got some good ones. The special being ability, being essentially a 1. So we got Null here, so we're gonna have to deal with him and his mind control crap. We also have to get through this gladiator as quick as possible. We're stuck with his taunt though. We don't have anything like Silver Sable to just knock down the safeguard, but we do have Emma and her ultimate. Get some mind control over there, get rid of Gladiator. Just gonna deal with Gore and Null. Get some bleeds on Null. Knock back that turn meter and actually just kill him with Cable. So Cable actually did something. How about that? I wonder if they're going to introduce a character called Streaming who's the absolute hard counter to Cable. Yeah, I know. Bad joke. On ultimate, gain 25% speed bar. Yes, we want that for when we use our ultimate. We get more quicker again. We want to go fast. Those speed bar is nice to have. Yeah, what's this room? I forget which room this is. This is becoming a very long video because of how long these things take to do. I guess this is where we get the meth head. It will make us twitch a lot with all these buffs going on. But, you know, when we have meth head, that's what you gotta deal with. Gotta get running that gladiator taunt, and best way to do that is get that ultimate out there of Boomerang. Do a lot of damage. Don't forget he's gonna get some 25% speed bar done. Will help him take turns quicker. See Meth Head doing his thing, making them twitch. And we just gotta kind of sit here and wait. Finally, hey, Emma, clear that barrier off there, Emma. She's starting to show her value again, offensively, not just defensively. And Gladiator is gone. So we actually have a chance here. Meth Head is open and vulnerable. And we take out Meth Head. Also did a lot of damage to Hank Pym there. A lot of characters under the invis now, but we can deal with that. You see, they're really taking a toll on Emma. Had something happen with Emma where she died, I would have, of course, reset. So we're going to go and get Pym under control, hopefully. Since we have that nice special, and you can see the extra attack from the special. Now we can slow everybody down. We hit the rock. Again, we have Boomerine. Get off my lawn! But all those death fruits keep them alive, unfortunately. We can thank Meth Head for that. Yeah. Oh, there's also Electra back there. How about that? Nobody really notices Electra because she's kind of useless still. You see, Boomerine. Do some good work there. So we have Nova. Does anybody care about Nova yet? I never cared about him in the first place. Useless legendary. So we got some barrier there. We have Emma taking a turn finally. I just went and used the basic. Haven't done that in a while. Why not? I was bored. So, moving on. As we wait for these loading screens again. I forget what card we get here. Well, let's take a look. Alright, so we are just going to go with the basic 20% damage. Definitely not a great card, but it is damage. We'll take it. Not that we had much choice. Like I said, the barrier one is kind of useless if you have Emma. So, it is what it is. This one I screwed up by not going hard enough on Odin and going after Absorbing Man instead of Gladiator here. So there, I just told you what's going to happen. It's going to wipe. Let me speed this up. Yeah, you can see I quit. Get past there. Okay. Now here's the correct way of doing it, and that is going after Gladiator, not Absorbing Man. The turd that he is. It still is. But you really just want to get after Odin as quick as possible. I needed the ultimate from Boomerine to help do that. Alright, through Gladiator. Thank you, Emma. Okay, let's take out Santa Claus. And that's it. That's the correct way of doing it without wiping. You should always wipe, though, if you've gone to the bathroom. Yep. More toilet humor for me. What do you expect? Hasn't been that long. Has it? Here, nothing great. Allies gain ability energy, though, attacking targets with bleed. Remember, all targets get bleed at the beginning. The first thing we do when we go to a store, right to the cards, we get the on-kill fill speed bar by 100%. That is huge. You'll see it actually allows me to complete this run. Again, characters, we got Polaris, Forge, who's kind of slow, and Rogue. Don't forget we have that special one, so Rogue can hit her special constantly. So I actually do choose her. If you have that, the ability energy, the special being costing less ability energy, Rogue is a good character to pick up. Forge, again, is just kind of slow. That's another reason why we don't like Forge as much. And we're really going to see the power of Rogue come the last node. So you got the, this is the last node, sorry. So this node is tricky, you might have to restart it. Because you got the 2 Landras as well as the 2 Gladiators. Essentially you're going to have 4 Gladiators you're going to have to go through because of the Landras. Professor X makes this very difficult, sometimes you have to restart because of him. You can see we're already without Cable. But you don't have to worry about if all your characters live here or not because you're done after this. You can see Rogue now has done the kill. So after Professor Chucky there, you can see he's actually making me cost me my Boomerang. My Emma is dead. But now I do have Rogue. And every time we get a kill, we're filling her speed bar by 100%. If you get multiple kills, you'll be taking multiple turns. You can see I've lost all characters except Rogue. But because I've killed multiple characters, I'm going to get multiple turns. And don't forget, she also knocks out Barrier on her basic. Her special costs 2. Oh, we got a kill. Oh, guess what? We can get through Barrier. There goes one Boomerang. Oh, well, we can now do the ultimate because how quick we can do it. Oh, we got more kills. Guess what happens? I keep going. Didn't get a kill there, but we'll get a kill on this one. We just keep going. It's the Energizer Rogue. It keeps going and going and going. There's actually some fun things you can do if you get the clone enemy of highest damage. You can get a Professor X on your side, which will help you clear this as well. Like I said, I didn't get the greatest of cards here, but I was able to clear it. I didn't get the greatest of characters, but again, I was able to clear it. First 2 characters, again, Boomerang, Emma Frost. After that, you're looking for like the Rogues. You're really looking for a Nightcrawler. You're looking for a Havoc. Characters like that. Cable's okay. Rogue's okay. Forge and Beast, not that great, to be honest with you. So until next time, everybody, I hope this helps so you can see how even lower levels can just do it with just rented characters, get those coins, and until next time, everybody.